Thank you. If I told you that art can save the world, would you believe me? Well, that's something that all my life I thought that perhaps could happen. But first to know, I wanted to know who I am. I am a Peruvian artist that was raised here. My father was already a very famous artist in Lima, where the government was chasing the artists, and so he needed to get away. He needed to migrate north and save his family from that. And we came to San Diego. I was 13 years old, and right away we knew we could fit into the new civil rights movement that was happening because of our background that we had. And I knew that sooner or later I would use that art with activism to make myself be an artivist. I was a young man searching for the meaning of life, running up and down San Francisco, San Diego, and I never thought that perhaps what would happen. But I was desperately searching, and something happened there that put an end to that, because although I thought he was looking for Jesus, but on January 10th, 1970, I went to this Grateful Dead concert, and everything came crashing down on me, and I died. I lay dead for a couple of days in a coma, and then on the third day I woke up, and I said, what's going on? Why am I doing here? Last time I remember, I was dead. And so at that point, I thought that perhaps I can even speak to God, and so I asked, what's the meaning of this? What's going on? Why am I here? And to my surprise, God did answer. It was a voice from within me that said, you are here to join the revolution. The revolution? What revolution? The revolution, the art revolution that you're going to utilize to save humanity, to be part of healing the world. Wow. You know, I got a call a few days later, and he said, join the revolution. I met this group of Chicano artists who had planned to take over a building. I joined them, and we created what's called the Centro Cultural de la Raza today. A few months later, in April, we went down and joined the community and created what today is the world-famous Chicano Park. With that, in Barrio Logan has a long history of pain. In the 60s, its business district was destroyed by Highway 5 and the bridge. This bridge is casting its shadow over the surviving residents. There was this guy, one of the residents, Mario Solis, a brown beret, who had discovered that the city was planned to build a police station instead of the park that was promised to us. He went around the community calling everybody to join in the action, and we did. Artists, residents, students, and we marched. We organized with our banners and so on. But the shift happened when we saw Mario hotwire one of the bulldozers that was sitting there. When we saw that, we threw our signs down and we just joined in, picked up the picks and shovels, and created our own park. That was the first time in 500 years that indigenous people were able to liberate part of the land to begin the healing of the earth. On that April 22nd, 1970, at the same time that Earth Day was being created. That's how Chicano Park was born. And that initiated the arts revolution for me, in which the artists and the community got together, started painting the murals, started getting lots of attention. It became world famous, really. And now it's the pride of San Diego, especially because the government has just declared Barrio Logan to be in the National Registry of Historic Places. Amazing, here in San Diego. Well, lots of great stories and some sad stories too. That's the struggle. In 1997, we discovered that the port was releasing methyl bromide in secret over the community for years. And our children were getting sick. So when we discovered that, the war began between the community and the port. And I created this Why Us, Por Qué Nosotros mural a poster at first, which then I was transferring into a mural. And in that process, I was up there painting 18 feet up in the sky on the ladder, and some strange men came to try to scare the environmentalists. They moved my ladder, and I came down crashing onto the concrete. I broke up in pieces, went to the hospital, yet I survived. But instead of being afraid or running away, I became more defined to say, there is a reason why I'm here, to continue to heal the earth. And it continues. The struggle is always there. Just last year, the city was going to build a stadium, Proposition C and D. And again, the artists and the community came out saying no to gentrification, no to the stadium, and we beat that thing. We beat that thing, and again, we feel that the barrio was saved by our art from Chicano Park. Why us? Well, this is a mural that we painted in East LA, where you see Che Guevara, the icon of revolution, declaring that Chicanos are no longer a minority, that we are the majority now. That's a real cool, right? Naturally. The Aso Picasso. When we save barrio with our art, we wanted to save also our city. So we decided to go downtown to create a community art center. In this building, it was a 4-story building, I painted the Aso Picasso as a symbol of the new Renaissance, of the new consciousness. This building stood there for many years, but then again, the gentrification of downtown destroyed it. This mural was destroyed many times, and many times we painted it up again, showing that we cannot be beat, that artivism is going to continue to save our lives. This poster of Laura Rodriguez, I also was turning it into a mural. And she's considered the grandmother of Chicano Park. And that's what we do. We have a history. We have a life. And when we put them on the murals, we are saving our lives. This other one here is at UCSD. UCSD Chicano students wanted to remember 40 years of history between 1970 and 2010. But of course, the administration wasn't going to see that. We needed a miracle. And of course, it happened. There was a scandal that happened at the school. The school felt weakened. They needed to do something. And there we were, artivists and students, to convince them that they should have this mural really happen. And so the project did take place. It's a glass mural that now when people come from the outside, this is what the school is very proud about. So I am here to challenge that we can save our lives, that you can save your lives. What is your life? Your life is a story. And if this story is written and you save it, you are saving your life in that process. And the struggle is not easy at all. It is a challenge that we place first of all upon yourself and then to extend it to others. Like, only you can write that story, you know? Are we going to remain just a statistics, just a number, Latino, male, 45, incarcerated for 20 years? No. Our stories, our black and brown stories have been written too long by the others, by someone else. We are recovering this strength. This is our power to tell our own story. So, you need to make a choice here. A choice of your weapons? No, I would call it a tool, a creative tool. For the sake of your families, of your children, of the generations, to know that we have a history. We have a track record here. But it's not going to be recorded unless you do it and you start with yourself. You choose your weapon, like what I'm saying. It's a brush. It's a pen for sure. It's an instrument. It's even a roller here. I went to Toledo, Ohio, and there was this very poor neighborhood, and the kids were there playing basketball over a terrain that you couldn't even see it anymore. We painted that, though it was a wooden floor, and that really worked. It really changed their attitude there. And I'm telling you, please, you do the same, because after all, your life is just a picture. Thank you.